welcome back my Wise Astrology tribe. This is Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am Christina. I will be your co-pilot. Today, I'm going to talk about Jupiter retrograde, which is actually going to go and stationary retrograde on July 28th and at 4:37 p.m. in Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time, actually. I erected the chart in Miami. And when a planet is stationary, retrograde, or direct, the planet is closest to the Earth. So whatever aspect it has and whatever tendency on our life, it's going to magnify that. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. It takes about 12 years to travel around the sun, travel around the 12 zodiacs. So it's representing actually intellectual expansion and also associated with knowledge. It's also associated with philosophy, with religion, the way we are looking at life and understanding life. And also it's representing foreign countries, foreign peoples. It's also, you know, like associated with laws and, you know, the riches. And Jupiter is the very optimistic planet. It's the planet of blessing. It's the planet of positivity. So it's a very welcoming and it's a really great planet. All right, so let's see what else can we talk about here. So when it's going to go to retrograde or station retrograde, it's going to be seen with open eye, with, you know, like without any telescope, and it's really close to the Earth, and it's going to give its blessing if it makes any good aspect with other planet. So what does Jupiter rules? Jupiter in astrology also rules two signs. So it is the ancient, the old avatar of Pisces. So rules the 12th house, but Jupiter in the 12th house rules the nighttime. And Jupiter in the 9th house, where it rules Sagittarius, it is the daytime ruler. So it means like it's really optimistic in Sagittarius. It is very fiery. It has a lot of positive potential. And it's very powerful here. It's enthusiastic, it's optimistic. Sometimes it's also extremely overwhelmingly optimistic and can make mistakes. It loves to travel here, it loves to teach and influence people, for example. So, you know, Jupiter in 9th house in Sagittarius, it's very well placed. It's a blessing there. And it's you know, like it's love to learn over here, love to teach. Jupiter has a bad tendency. Jupiter has to be right many times. So Sagittarian people, Sagittarian moon or Sagittarian sun or ascendant people, many times they you know, like they have to be right. And that's not necessarily a good quality. So in Pisces, it rules the 12th house. It rules the behind the scene. It co-rules with Neptune. So over here, it has a totally different effect. Over here, it rules the intuition. It's very wonderfully sympathetic. It is very charitable. And, you know, it's Jupiter here, it's a great love of big animals. And for example, the big mammals of the ocean. In 12th house, Jupiter has a sense of commitment here. So it is, you know, like blessing for the orphans, for the hospitals, for the prison. So it's almost like, because quarrels with Neptune here, so it's giving blessing for 12th house matters. 12th house is your subconscious as well. It's the universal womb, so it has all the information and it gathers all the signs together. So Jupiter expands over here, very intuitive and extremely psychic. So in right now, Jupiter is in Aries, moved to Aries. So it is actually an other fire sign. And, you know, Jupiter does a lot better in Sagittarius than in Pisces. And so loves to be in fire sign. And in Aries, it's going to go to retrograde, station retrograde, and going backwards. So whatever the house and whatever natal planet does some kind of aspect with, you have to check. And, you know, it's easy to erect a chart. You go astro.com or astrosig.com usually. I mean, I have my own softwares, but it's very easy because there is all the glimpse of the asteroids as well, and it's easy to read. So you check where is Jupiter resides at this moment for you right now, and what kind of aspect does it make with your natal planet. And, you know, I'm going to talk about what kind of aspect it makes with the transiting planets, and it's easy to read. So let's see. So in Aries, Jupiter has the exactly, I mean, similar tendencies than in Sagittarius, because similar fire sign. It's impulsive, it could be overly confident and arrogant. So, but on the other hand, it is a blessing for the Aries people. So if you have any progress planet also in Aries, and if you have Sun, Moon, Rising, or any planets on Aries, it could be a blessing for you. Jupiter can make a blessing for you. So, especially if it's aspected well with other planets. All right, so Jupiter in Aries, it's pioneering. It's very characteristic. It loves to express itself, positive, really fiery, initiator, full of enthusiasm. It's sympathetic, definitely, because of optimistic. And, you know, optimistic people are happy. And happy people are sympathetic because we're drawn to them, because we would like to know why are they happy and how can we also achieve a state of happiness. So Jupiter is in Aries is definitely very, very happy. So when it's going to go to retrograde, it's going to go to retrograde in Aries, but after a while, it's going to go back to Pisces, and it's going to go back to Pisces from November and December. And in December, around Christmas, it's going to station direct and coming back slowly from Pisces. And it's going to come, and next year it will be resides until end of May in Aries again. So anybody who is Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or has Jupiter in Aries, it's going to be a pleasant year. But also Pisces people, if you didn't have something but you wanted to finish, this is going to be 2 months of opportunity in November and December when you can, you know, like complete what you started in your life. And it could have been a blessing, but somehow it fell through. If you wanted to buy a house or wanted to get pregnant and you lost a baby, you know, like because miscarriage or anything, like you couldn't finish your real estate degree or your degree, anything with also studying, because Jupiter rules actually higher education. So it could be, oh my God, I didn't get in college in time from September, but actually from cross season and January, I will be able to start because Jupiter is going backward and it's going to reach something in November, December, but can restart for you Pisces as well, or who has Jupiter in Pisces. And you see, Jupiter slowly going back to 28 degrees. That is the last decan of Pisces. So the last decan is representing a scorpionic decan. So it is like very deep-rooted, psychic, otherworldly decan and very, very deep transformational decan. And when Jupiter going to go backward over here, it's going to actually again conjunct with Neptune. But it's not going to be a full conjunction because of Neptune also is in retrograde, and like it's not going to be a full conjunction, but it's also going to give some kind of spiritual blessing for us again in collective, in mundane perspective. And Jupiter and Neptune could be flat, for example. It's not a blessing, definitely, but it could be some kind of flat coming again in November, December. But also it is like some kind of angelic blessing, something with pharmaceutical, something with like movies and photography and art. It's blessing in art area, definitely. But you see, before that, Jupiter gonna go to 0 degrees Aries twice again, because it's going 28 degrees back, and it's going to be on 0 degrees first, and when it's going to station direct and coming back again to Aries, that's gonna touch Aries again, right? 0 degrees. And Aries is a cardinal sign, and 0 degrees cardinal is the world axis. So world axis, it's like an analytic degree. That's a karmic, very deep karmic degree. And in the fire sign, it is like impulsive, initiating, pioneering. And it's coming with, so pioneering new laws, pioneering new way of learning and studying in university. So it could become like some kind of new approach of studying, or the way we are approaching our masters in life, mastering something. And definitely Aries is definitely representing something which is impulsive, fiery energy, pioneering, initiating, inventing something. So Jupiter here in the inventing field and the pioneering will be a blessing for us. So let's see what's going to happen the day when it's going to station retrograde, and when it's very, very magnified and close to the Earth with those kind of potential that Aries and Jupiter has. So first of all, it's going to try the Sun in Leo, right? So Sun in Leo, oh, happy birthday, Leos. It's wonderful. It's on sign, it's shining, it's glowing, it's glamorous. It's like to be center of stage and attention. With Jupiter trining over here, it's going to be like, okay, so check it, where is your Sun gonna be, and that day, and where is Jupiter transiting for you, and that area of your life going to be expanded and magnified and glamorous and creative and positive. So for example, in this chart, it has a Capricorn, right? A Capricorn rising, because I erected in Miami. So, okay, so if it's a Capricorn one, then it is in the 8th house and 4th house. So what can it be a blessing for those people who has transiting in an 8th and 4th house? It is fair. Well, first of all, it could be something like I'm getting some kind of loan, because 8th house is other people's money or inheritance, to buy a new home, to create a family. Like 8th house is pregnancy as well. So it could be like a blessing with pregnancy. So I'm gonna have and extend my family. If it is the 3rd house and 7th house, it could be, for example, 7th house is business partnership and one-on-one relationship and marriage, and 3rd house is your neighborhood and siblings. So it, or friends, it could be like I'm gonna become a business partner with one of my friends or with one of my neighbor. So simple as it is, like I'm not going to go sign to sign, or not sign to sign, but house to house. But just check it and you will know, like the 2nd house and the 6th house, I go one more. So if the sun is in your sixth house, that's your head, and second house is your values and monies and your finance. That is your wallet and everything what you own. Sixth house is health, daily return, work. So you might going to get a new job and your salary going to rise. And what else could be that? It could be like you're going to have some kind of foundation, so your money going to be available to change your daily routine and your health. You have money to pay a gym membership or anything like that, simple as it is. But that is only on that day, because of the sun is going to move forward, right? Jupiter is going backwards, so it's not going to trine again. It's only going to be there for us for a few days, and then they move away from each other, and that aspect not going to be there anymore. And what else is happening here? So does Jupiter makes any other aspect? Of course, it's going to make different aspect, world axis, and it's going to conjunct again with Neptune. And during that time, it's going to make aspect with for example, Uranus, when it's going backward and Uranus is moving forward. So it could create some kind of sextile, but let me see. So Uranus is 18 degrees. No, it's not going to make any sextile because it's going to be far away, 20 degrees and 28. Well, yeah, a sextile, but it's going to be a wide one. So it's not going to be that influential, and it's going to be later anyway. But I'm just talking about that day when it's going to happen and what kind of influence it's going to bring in the next half year when it's going to be in retrograde, or that's next 5 months when it's going to be in retrograde. So that's going to be the influence on us. All right, guys. So that is Jupiter, the planet of blessing. And, every single planet, when it's going to retrograde, it's losing its power. So when, for example, a malefic, Pluto and Saturn going to retrograde, it is losing its power. So it's going to be lessen the influence of the malefic energy. And when Jupiter goes to retrograde, obviously, it is also like the blessing could come back into our life, but it's not necessarily that has that kind of strength what it had before. When it stations retrograde or stations direct, then it has power that day. But Jupiter is a huge planet. That's the biggest planet. So it's going to be in stationary mood for 4 days or something like that before it turns to retrograde, and it's going to be stationary direct also for days. So that is obviously a longer time of period when it's stationary, and has that major influence on us. All right, so that's what I wanted to talk about Jupiter here and Jupiter retrograde. I hoped, what now? I just made the decision. I'm gonna go quickly, house by house, because it's not fair. So if Jupiter going to be in your first house and the sun in the fifth, it is bringing some kind of creative ideas. It is giving you self-confidence and ego. It is going to be like, expanding, for example, maybe yourself, your body, because Jupiter in first could be something like pregnancy, right? Because expanding your body, gaining weight, fifth house is children. So it could indicate that, but definitely that's some kind of creative project can take on. And the next half year, it could go on and being very positive for that. And if it is fourth house and 12th house, that could be some kind of situation coming back, like you are bringing home someone from hospital, from hospice, from orphanage, or even someone maybe was in jail, one of your family member, and coming home. And so it could be that. And then when it's going to third and 11th house, that's a lot of, it's good, because it's like, all right, a lot of social event gonna come back to me, and it could be like, okay, I'm going to create some kind of app, social media, like I'm going to belong from tribe, and I need to belong from tribe. If it's in your second and 10th house, it's money from career. That's great. It's like a reputation, career. I'm seen again, and that's why my value is is raising. My wallet is getting bigger. If it is the first house and ninth house, that is like ninth house is traveling. First house is, like it's me. It's all about me. Sun is over here. Okay, so you know what? I like to have attention right now. I want to be center of attention. And, how can I get that? I can get through because I studied or some kind of, the ninth house is also traveling. So it may be because I need some taking care of myself and nurture myself through traveling. Then 12th house and 8th house, that is okay, it could be difficult. If the sun is in 12 for you, so if Leo is in 12 for you, and then Jupiter is in Aries is in 8, because what can happen even with that trine could be some kind of loss, unfortunately, because 8th house is death and 12th house is hospitals or hospice, or but it also could means I am pregnant and I need to go to the hospital because they want to monitor me, because it was also pregnancy. So they want to monitor me. Simple as it is. It doesn't have to be bad because it's a trine, but it could be even with the trine a little bit more badly affected, because these two houses are not the best. But let me see what else could be. Okay, so it could be I got money for some kind of art project. Let's talk about the positive. A guy gets some kind of money, other people want to invest in my art project. Simple as it is. And then 11th and 7th house, it could be my significant others or my business partner is getting from my friendship zone. So it could be I meet a new person and it's coming from my friendship zone. Okay, so that's it. And that's what I wanted to talk about your Jupiter retrograde, guys, and how it's going to start to affect you for the next 5 months. So keep it there. That is actually, like a good transit here, even if it's retrograde, and some kind of blessing also could come back to us. And that's what I wanted to say. So I hope you liked my podcast. If you did so, you can check out my website, which is www.urbanbeach.org. Until we meet again. Bye.